Hi, everybody. It is Leo Brown. I hope you guys are doing really well. Welcome to another edition of Psychic's Perspective. As you saw, I am doing a reading on Charlamagne Tha God, aka Leonard McKelvey. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed my last Psychic's Perspective that I did, which was on Tasha K. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. If you do, subscribe if you want. If you'd like, you can leave a comment. I do read them all. I mean, I have time to answer back, but I do read them all. And I've always wanted to do a reading on Mr. McKelvey because I find his personality very intriguing. And I think there's a lot that we as, viewers don't see. For those of you who don't know, Mr. McKelvey is a author. He's a radio VJ, radio personality, via Power 105.1, and I think he's a member. He's a member of the Breakfast Club with Angela Yee and DJ Envy. So, and I think before that he worked with Wendy Williams. I believe. I think I'm right. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. But I just wanted to do something in regards to him. I've always found him, like I said, I've always found him intriguing. And if you would like a reading outside of this method of media, you're more than welcome to hit me up on my website, which is psychicleo.com. That's psychicleo.com. For those of you who don't know, I am also a medium. I am a life coach and a motivational speaker and an author. So if you like what I say, if you enjoy it, let me know. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so before I begin, I want to say that I am not 100% accurate. I am human. I can definitely be wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong, and I don't mind being wrong because that's what helps me grow. Let's see. I also want to call upon my ancestors, my spirit guides. I want to ground my energy because I know this reading might be a bit intense. I've heard that Mr. McKelvey has very intense energy. So, and I want to call upon, if I can, his spirit guides, his ancestors. I want to make sure that this reading is true, is accurate, and that it is fair and even, and there's no bias here. So I'm just going to ground my energy. Give me a couple seconds. Okay. Hope all of you are having a wonderful, wonderful Thursday so far. And I hope you've had a great week. So let's see. First of all, Mr. McKelvey, Leonard, thank you so much for allowing me to do this for you. I know you may not have any questions, but thank you very much for allowing me to be in your presence. I admire what you've done thus far in your career and what you continue to do. I may not always agree with your antics, but you seem like I think you're a decent guy deep down, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on. We'll see what Spirit has to say. And now I'm going to stop. All right. Okay. So the first card I pulled is the Ace of Swords in reverse. So what I get off the top is not only what the card represents, because this card actually represents a closed mind, someone who's very set in their ways, very stubborn. The first thing I get, just intuitively, clairaudiently, clairvoyantly, the first thing that I'm seeing, sensing, and feeling is I get a sense of entitlement. I get a sense of I'm old. I feel like at the particular, where he's at in his career, he may not express it on air, but what I'm picking up off air is that, with you, Leonard, is that you are not happy. You're happy, but you're not satisfied. What I'm hearing in my head is, I thought I'd be further along, or I'd be bigger than what I am. That's what I'm hearing in my mind. And I get a lot of snapping off at the mouth. I get a lot of moodiness from you. You really are not at a you're not as happy as you could be. And a lot of it is because you're getting in your own way. You really need to watch your mouth, because I'm hearing like a lot to do with your mouth. And I feel like probably in the next 3 to 4 months, there's going to be some issues between you and your coworkers. Because I'm seeing you say some stuff, not things that we will hear, but things behind the scenes that they're going to be like, sir, who the hell you think you are? Like, I hear a lot of that. So be mindful. And I feel like that your closed mindedness and your stubbornness has actually gotten you in trouble in the past as well. So watch this. Watch your way of thinking. Open your mind to different opportunities. I pick up you writing 2 more books. I'm picking up a book tour or a speaking engagement tour. Like, there's something where you're going to end up doing something outside of radio, and you wanting to work with youth and young children. Forgive me, that was my phone. But I see that a lot for you, Leonard. So you've got some things on the horizon, but the main thing I'm getting around you that is a problem for you is your stubbornness. Let things happen. Okay, now the second card I get is a 10 of Cups. So what this is telling me is that this has a lot to do with not only emotion, but relationships, how you relate to people, how people relate to you. A lot to do with your marriage, I pick up. I'm going to draw 2 more cards. One second, y'all. Okay, there we go. Okay. So what this is telling me is that, and also what this also shows me is that this is how people see you on the surface, or what you choose to show. So what you're showing on surface is you're in a good space. There's unity, there's community, there's happiness around you, and this is true to a point. But what I'm getting, and what I'm picking up is, I pick up a lot of confrontation. I pick up a lot of distance. I pick up someone who's not being true to themselves. Deep down, I get a lot to do, believe it or not, and I'm not trying to be, shady, Leonard, or anything, but what I get around you is not necessarily sexual preference. Not bad. It's you embracing your fluidity as a man. Because here's the thing. It's just like how women are being encouraged to be sexually free and open and true about what they feel and who they are and all that. I get that from you, that it's like you want to be more open with yourself emotionally, internally, but it's almost like there's a face that you wear, and you're like, I can't do or say that because of what people think. And the other card that I'm going to bring in that indicates the issue, or what your issue might be, is the Chariot. And what I'm getting around this is that there's so many things going around you, and you're going in so many different directions. And this kind of ties in with the 10 of Cups too, because emotionally, I get a lot of conflict. I feel like you want to be what people think you are and not really who you are. And part of that is not only your prowess, but how you carry yourself. I also get that deep down, Leonard, you're a very vulnerable man. You're a very emotional person. You actually cry a lot. And I get I want to say a grandmother, or like there's somebody in your life for the past, I get the number 2, either 2 years or 2 months ago, you've been really thinking about lately. And for me, it feels like somebody down, because I know you're from South Carolina. So somebody in your home place that you've been like, oh my God. And when you think about them, the tears just flow. I don't know if this is a grandmother or like an ancestor that you've never met, but there's some connection that I'm getting with you that you kind of need to not only embrace, but you need to make peace with. Because I'm seeing you going back down south, and there's a lot of, not drama per se, but maybe family issues, like family trauma, that you kind of run away from. And I get 13 through like your early 20s. Like there's some stuff that you really aren't dealing with that I feel is really coming to surface mentally. So, but I'm getting that you're showing this, the happy part. I'm a really happy person, but really in reality, what I get is a lot of confusion. And actually this was in reverse. I get a lot of confusion. I get someone who's very scatterbrained. You're actually very intelligent, and believe it or not, Leonard, you're very intuitive. You could do this. You could do what I do, easy. You see things, you feel stuff. You've had some paranormal things happen to you in your life ever since you were a kid. Like I get the number 8, so like 8 years old or something like that. You've had some issues, and I feel like they've shaped you, but you're not. It's like instead of you being Leonard Larry McKelvey, you're being consumed by Charlamagne, by the personality that you've created, and not who you really are. And what I'm picking up is that that's causing an issue, or it's going to. And that's why I say, don't be surprised that you just end up having diarrhea of the mouth. And it may not be, like I said, in public, but in private, I'm picking up a lot of stuff. So do not be surprised by that. But maybe that's a good thing because the mask needs to fall a little bit. Let's see. Okay. Because now the next card I get for you is the Four of Swords. This indicates a mental break. This indicates rest of the mind. This indicates peace of mind. So what I'm getting is maybe by things around you kind of crashing and burning, it'll give you that peace of mind that you've been wanting. Because I get that mentally and emotionally, you're exhausted. You are overworked. You feel you're underpaid because I'm picking up a lot to do with money. You're working on so many projects at once. I'm getting everything from, like I said, books to even another, like a talk show, a late night talk show, or either a daytime show. And there's something what I feel like you want to do. You want to expand your brand even bigger than what it is. I'm also getting movies, or you producing. Like I'm seeing something to do with you where maybe you're not in front of the camera, but you're producing something. Because I'm getting behind the scenes, and I'm seeing a lot to do with contracts. So what I'm picking up around you is that I would say by the next year, spring of next year, you're going to be the expansion that you're wanting in your career is going to happen. I also pick up you righting wrongs with a lot of people that have helped you in your career in the past. This is not easy for you because you are not the one to apologize, but I'm seeing you do that, like slowly but surely, because a lot of the bridges that you burned, they're going to come back and kind of bite you in your, well, not kind of, they are. They're going to bite you in your ass, and you're going to have to start making peace with a lot of stuff. And I would say 2021, 22, that's when things are going to start to kind of get you a little bit. I also get that within your marriage, and this is the last card I get, which is the Two of Cups upside down. So what I'm getting with this is that within your relationship or within the people that you're emotionally connected to, there's a disconnect. It's like what I get around me is we're going along to get along. We love each other, but we don't like each other. And I get this everything from like certain people in your family to, dare I say, even the person that you may be involved with. I feel like there's so much of your antics and stress that they put up with, and they're like, I love you, but I don't always like you. And because of that, it's created a little bit of well, not a little bit, but a bit of a distance. On top of, like I was saying earlier, you not being true to yourself. You not celebrating the freedom that you want. Because I feel like deep down, there are many different sides to you. There's Leonard, there's Charlamagne, and then there's Mr. McKelvey. And Leonard and Mr. McKelvey are simple, country, likes the spotlight but doesn't. But then I also get Charlamagne is this party animal, wants to do everything. Well, I'm just gonna be honest, very sexual, very intense. I get maybe at one point in time you drank a lot, or I don't know if you still do, but at one point you drank a lot. I get a lot to do with you not doing drugs per se, but maybe smoking. And I feel like you keep replaying who you used to be. And yeah, it's just a lot that you're dealing with internally. But getting back to what I was saying with the last card, what I get is that you're going to start repairing a lot of separation and mostly within yourself too. You kind of getting back to you and who you are and getting back to the innocence and the naivete and you making peace with, I keep picking up childhood, like adolescent wounds, things like that. And it won't be easy, but I do see you doing it. So, and like I said, as far as career is concerned, it's gonna be good, but you really have to work on you first, big time. And it's okay to be free. It's okay to just say, you know what, I love myself. I'm a little freaky deaky. You know what I mean? To say what you mean and mean what you say, and not just put on this front for the public. Because I feel like like I said, there's so many different sides to who you are. And this has nothing to do with sexuality at all, or sexual preference, but more so you just being open to yourself first, and you making peace with who you are, and you embracing your childhood trauma and healing it and letting it go instead of replaying it in your head. Because I keep picking up you replaying a lot of things from the past, and it's causing a lot of emotional things that you don't want nor need right now. And especially as your career heats up, because it's definitely going to in the next, I want to say 2 years, 2, 3, it's going to heat up. So just be aware of that. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading, Mr. McKelvey. It was an honor doing this. Forgive me, that's my phone. But it was an honor doing this, and I will talk with you soon. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you like, subscribe. If you want, leave a comment, and we'll talk soon. I'm Leah Brown. Bye-bye.